Hi, this is Mohammed Anis. Today the topic is depression and nutrients. So according to the WHO, the depression is the common mental disorder. Globally, the more than 264 million people of all ages suffer from the depression. And when long-lasting, the depression may become a serious health conditions and serious health issues as well. It can cause affected person to suffer greatly and function poor at their work. And when see the children, they can poor perform at the school, and the behavioral changes and social well-being, performance, and more negative thoughts. When it's the extreme condition, it leads to the suicide. So according to the reported by the WHO, close to 800,000 people die due to this suicide every year. Among the age group is 15 to 30 old age groups. So depression can affect anybody. So if you see in our life, in one another stage, we have experience with small kind of depression or anxiety or angry. It can affect anybody. It's not like rich or poor or educated or uneducated. Either you are young or you're old. It doesn't matter. It affects everyone. The quarantine, lockdown, and restrictions of the movements, especially children's. So many people, they forget the children's, because during this lockdown, the children's are majorly affecting psychologically. So the children's are constrained to access the socialization and playing in the ground, or even the physical contacts with their friends, or critical for the it will be critical for their social well-being. So children's may feel confused and at loss with the current situation, leading to the frustration and anxiety. They become more angry these days. So according to recently the UNICEF has released a manual for the parents and caregivers, the psychosocial support for children during this COVID-19 under the pandemic condition. This information has given in the description box, so you can download it and read very carefully, so you can handle your children and take care of your children. So now come to the quarantine stress or depression. So according to UNICEF, they have categorized into 6 things. So how to handle ourselves. So in which the first one is recognize that your anxiety, it is completely normal. So think that you are very being normal. And the second one is to create the distraction. So you try to avoid a distraction, try to create a more distraction from the anxiety or depression causing things. And the third one is find new ways to connect with your friends or relatives, and you can do over the phone or video chatting, whatever it is currently is available. And also fourth one is the focus on yourself. And fifth one is feel your feeling and try to tell to others about your feelings. And the sixth one, last one, is be kind to yourself and as well as others. During this lockdown, they become stressed or depressed. So what happened? This push you to overeating, especially sugary foods or comfort foods. So you become more food craving. Due to it's all become, there is a neurotransmitter changes or neurochemical changes in your physiological condition, or you can say in the brain. Due to the serotonin level, it affects the brain, the center for the appetite production of endorphin as a result of consuming more fats and more carbohydrates intakes. So, and another one is sleeping disturbance. Many people, they change their sleeping cycle. Some people, they don't sleep at night, and some people, they sleep the whole day in the daytime. So majorly it affects your sleeping. In turn, that is causing the stress and increase your food intake. And another one is the food with high sugar glucose, because when you consume high sugar glucose, which interact with this opioid receptor system in the brain, you get more addictive. So therefore, you need to avoid certain foods, especially dietary contain the exorphin or opiate. What happened? This opiate and exorphin, it will weakness your digestion process, that literally get addicted. That's the reason the children's and adolescents, even the young people, they go for the white diet. This white diet is very dangerous. So majorly if you see the white diets, it have majorly the casein, that is from the milk, and the gluten from the wheat, and also various soya protein foods. So we must have to avoid the white diets, like white diet, for example, bread, pasta, pizza, cereals, pancakes, and sugar-rich juices and processed foods. So this food just not give you only fuel to your brain. It doesn't have either minerals or vitamins or any cofactor, especially essential amino acid, which is most important for the brain users. So that affect your neurotransmitter changes towards leads to negative well-being. So it's lead to anxiety and depression. The gut microbe environment is most important, because gut is also called of directly interacting with your brain. So this is linked to the psychiatric features, including your anxiety, hyperactivity, inattention, and depressions. So we're supposed to take sufficient amount of curd and yogurt, because traditionally knowledge says that it increases your memories and improve your positive mental well-being, and logically enhance the activity of your gut environment, which is called secondary brain activity. Importantly, it reduces the risk of respiratory infection. So what is the solution? So how can we overcome all those things? So majorly the food is very important to solve all these problems, because the food behavior and also what you behave, it is matters. So there is always the interlink between what you eat and how you behave. So here the solution, you need to change your food habits. So we talk about today's antidepressant food. We call antidepressant food. So there are so many neurotransmitter inducing or triggering some foods we must take. So in which the sleeping inducing amino acid, which is called tryptophan. So tryptophan, which is the precursor for serotonin and melanin. The tryptophan is involved in the regulation of satiety and calorie intake via serotonin, that mainly lower the carbohydrate and fat intake. So according to the Journal of Functional Foods published in 2014, they have reported the GABA. The GABA is like gamma aminobutyric acid. So it functions as to treat relaxation and sleeplessness and depression. This GABA majorly present in the fermented food and whole wheat and various millets and wheat germ, sugarcane juice milk, and various fruits and vegetables. The another component is PPR. This has been reported in the Journal of Neurobiology of Stress in 2020. The PPR, alpha or gamma, it is nothing but peroxisome proliferator activator receptor. This pathway, which can regulate or trigger the neurochemicals, mainly BDNF, the brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Thereby, it may reduce the inflammation and elevate the mood. So it takes the positive mental health being. And also we need to consume sufficient amount of omega-3 fatty acid, as well as various micronutrients like magnesium, folate, and inositol. So here, according to the Journal of BMC Psychology, they're saying that they have did some research, the human trial. They had given the various foods like nuts, legumes, fruits and vegetables, and also sugar-rich food, and as well as pastries. Therefore, they noticed that the consumer of the legumes and fruits and vegetables, it reduce or lower the level of depressive symptoms, whereas a person consume the higher amount of sweet or sugar-rich food and as well as the pastries, notice the depression symptoms. Similar, there is one more report has told that research on antidepressant food published on the World Journal of Psychiatry published in 2018. They investigated that nutrient-dense food play a major role in the prevention and promotion of recovery from the depressive disorders. Mainly, the food which is enlisted is long-chain omega-3 fatty acid, folates, magnesium, zinc, iron, potassium, selenium, thiamine, vitamin A, vitamin B complexes and vitamin C and vitamin D. The same thing we have been talked about our previous videos. There also I mentioned the similar macronutrients, micronutrients is very important to fight against the viruses. That is for common viruses, also the SARS viruses, which is similar to the COVID. This certain micronutrient deficiency the mostly leads to the cause depressive symptoms. So in this paper they had given that antidepressant food score, the top antidepressant food based on is called AFS score, which is displayed here. The food were grouped into categories and ranked. The grouping of the food categories served as one is animal source and another one is plant source. The animal source which you see here, so majorly oyster, liver and organ meats, especially like spleen, kidney, heart meat, and powdery giblets, clams, mussels, octopus, crab, goat and tuna. This is the majorly antidepressant score for animal food. Whereas to the plant source, the watercress, spinach, mustard, turnip, beet greens, lettuce, Swiss chard, pepper, pumpkin and cauliflower, especially cruciferous vegetables and broccoli. So here also, based on the overall score which is given for the food category and the mean antidepressant score, the main antidepressant was observed in the vegetables, which is 48% antidepressant score, followed by organ meats, fruits, seafoods, legumes, meats, nuts and seeds and dairies. So therefore, keeping the food that are good source of immunosupportive nutrients is very important, and planning the time to eat and the meat portion, the amount of food also is very important. It should be a balanced diet, and having the cutoff time for each meal and timing. But mostly having the mind positive attitudes could be the helpful to tackle the negative health effect during this quarantine. So eat healthy and stay healthy, think positive and be positive. So don't forget to subscribe and like this channel, and we'll see you in the next video. Until then, bye.